first Lost Relic Game Jam was announced about a month ago, and I decided to go join it and make a mystery horror game about mirrors. So hi, how's it going? The name's Hilarious, and last month I stumbled upon an interesting video I didn't even expect to see that day. The first ever game jam of Lost Relic Games, a channel that I've been watching for a while now to get inspiration from. He does this devlogs kind of videos, and what I really like is his videos discussing on how to be a better game dev. So when I saw this video, I really wanted to just go join that instant. But there's one problem. I'm still working on my main game and I didn't really want to get distracted by another jam. But then, something caught my attention.
In this jam, we're going to have multiple categories to vote against. So we're going to have game design, art direction, innovation, fun, and also theme.
Did you catch it? I can win through art direction. Well, I've been painting digitally for a while now, and I've been drawing my whole life, so I at least had a chance of winning. You know, I'm not the best at coding and game design and all that other game dev stuff, but when it comes to art, I at least have a chance. And to be honest, the thing that separates category winners and primary winners is bragging rights, so I thought, forget it, let's just join the jam. So the day before the jam starts, they finally announced the theme. And they chose, drumroll please, connection. And now at this point, we are legally allowed to start. So some people started testing out mechanics, and in my case, I started writing a story. Or what I like to call it, sitting down and imagining things. So normally, what people think of when they hear connection is human connection or internet connection maybe. But what I thought when I heard connection is mirrors. Don't ask me why. So the whole idea is that mirrors connect this world into another world, like a mirror dimension type of thing. And there's this big, bad, scary monster that lives there. A type of monster inspired by creatures made by Trevor Henderson or H.P. Lovecraft. Or what people know them for, Siren Head and Cthulhu. I don't know, but that's the gist of what I wanted to make. Now, after taking one day of the jam for brainstorming, the official day one of the jam, I had to decide what type of game I wanted to make. Now, I already knew I wanted to make a story-rich side-scroller game, because, to be honest, that's the limit of my skill set right now. So, with that, I made a player and decided that the only thing that they can do in the game is walk and talk. So the walk part is simple. I just made a quick state machine and made an idle state and a walking state, and implemented this code on the walk state, give the player gravity, and the other boring code stuff. The talk part was the harder one, and the one that will carry the game since it's kind of dialogue heavy. So for this, I used a plugin called DIalogic. It's made by this dude called Emilio and other contributors, and it's in GitHub if you want to try it out. This plugin really made this game possible, and without this, I probably couldn't have made it in such a short period of time. So now that my game is playable, it's time to figure out the art style and the setting of the game. I settled for my normal art style, which is more painterly, not much line art, and decided for a market type theme with different stores that you can see and explore. This took me about 2 or 3 days just for the backgrounds because I didn't really want to rush it, wanted to really capitalize on what I'm good at. I then took about another day creating character sprites for my character and animating it, and making sprites for NPCs, which I just made bop up and down to kinda save time. And this time I also finalized the monster's design, with a body like Siren Head, ribs showing, and dark gooey skin transitioning to a human-like face but with a mirror wedged in it. Anyway, the next thing I did was really figure out DIalogic and start setting up actual conversations that the player can do. I learned how to pause time while talking and things like emitting signals inside the plugin, scrambling about and coming up with pretty crappy dialogue, which actually took longer than expected. I also set up different scenes for different times and different days. All of these took about 3 days to finish. So with just 2 days left in the jam, I was left with the task of trying to finish animating cutscenes, sound design, and exporting, which I would have liked to have more time to deal with these, but here we are. So I spent the day just working on the game's sounds and making cutscenes. I used wind loops and creepy music-like sounds as a repeating audio throughout the experience. I used cricket loops and nature sounds like birds chirping as background sounds for when the character is just walking around, and other monster-like sounds when the man on the mirror shows up. I then created a series of painted scenes to establish a story at the start. Then I made a final cutscene for the end for when you actually encounter the monster, which is severely rushed. Like, look at this. What can I say? Genius. Anyway, with everything almost done, I made a quick main menu screen, and with a few hours left in the jam, I decided to learn how to export in HTML5. Basically, a web version. See, I really wanted to have a browser playable version for this jam because it's way easier to just go click play than making a Windows export where you have to download and zip and do all those boring stuff. So making a browser playable version really helps to make other people play the game. And after stressing it out and being unbelievably nervous, I figured it out and submitted the game with 2 hours and 47 minutes left in the jam. Now that the development phase is over, it was time to wait for the results. But before that, I played other people's submissions for the jam. Some of them are really good, and I just enjoyed chilling and playing games for a while, meeting other people on the Discord and watching them play my game and vice versa. There are really cool people in the server, and it was probably one of the best experiences I had on meeting a variety of like-minded people who just wanted to learn and have fun making games. But then, the day of the results came. After a bit of a delay and a bit of drama, Lost Relic sent us a link for the jam winner, and a list of the overall winners are seen. I scrolled and scrolled, and I saw my game. I placed rank 78 overall, which was pretty good on my standards since there is 395 games by the end of the jam. But when I looked closely, I saw number 1. I got it. I got the art direction category. Even though all of my other categories were kind of crap, I got it. I know I have so much to learn on making better games, but what I saw in this jam greatly motivated me to up the quality of what I'm making. I met really cool people who I can share ideas to and show my other games. I played a lot of cool games, and some of them are being developed after the jam or transitioning to a similar game afterwards. And who knows, maybe someday I'll be good enough on other categories as well. Well, I hope so. So yeah, that's it. Oh, and one last thing. Subscribe!